Hello everybody, this is Yugi. Once again, I'm here to bring you guys another guide. This time we are going to be doing a hero training guide from 200 to 250. I've been getting this question a lot, where to train from 200 to 250 for hero or for any class for that matter. This guide is going to be specific to hero, so I will only be going through what you want to, where the maps that I recommend to train at for hero. Although there are some overlaps here and there, maybe you can use them for other classes, depends. But this is my recommended guide for hero specifically. You can also use this guide kind of as a reference because I'll be going through some of the important V matrix things and I'll be going through some of the important Exp buffs and all that. So if you want to use it as a reference for other classes, it's perfectly fine as well for that reason. So in general, my thoughts on hero for grinding from 200 to 250. If you guys have been keeping up the stream, you guys know that I've been grinding a hero from 200 to 250, a new hero, for a friend, and going through the motions and seeing how it grinds from 200 to 250. What maps are best, what maps are bad. And I have to say that I've been enjoying the grind a lot. Honestly, I've been enjoying the grind a lot. Hero feels so smooth. It feels so good to grind post Destiny compared to pre-Destiny. It's really, really very, very good. And the main reason, as you can tell on screen, is because of incising. Incising is an incredible grinding tool. I cannot stress how much incising has changed the grinding game for hero and how good of a grinding tool it is. So you'll be seeing a lot of it in this video. In fact, I don't use any other skill besides incising to grind at all. I mean, I use like other things like Aura Blade or Beam Blade as it's known as in GMS and Rage Uprising, but generally I use incising. Incising is just incredible and it will help you full clear maps easily. Well, without Kishin spawn obviously, but it will help you full clear maps. It's crazy. The other thing that I want to talk about is I feel like hero is actually the best, just straight up the best Explorer Warrior grinder right now. Like, I've grinded a Paladin from 200 to about 240 now. It doesn't compare. Paladin's so much worse than hero when it comes to like consistent grinding and being able to clear maps, because hero just has such a good main attacking skill compared to Paladin. Paladin has fucking Divine Charge, which is, to me, it's garbage. Like sometimes you have Blessed Hammers which like spin around you and they do a really good job of clearing the map, and you have Sanctuary and you have Mighty Mjolnir and all that. But those skills are cooldown, so it's very difficult to find a rotation for those skills because they tend to have one, either weird hitboxes, or two, just really long cooldowns, which makes grinding kind of a pain on Paladin because it's very cooldown reliant. When you don't have your cooldowns, it feels like it sucks. When you have your cooldowns, it's great. So in that respect, I really enjoy heroes grinding more because you're not cooldown reliant. Well, I won't say you're not cooldown reliant at all, but you're much less cooldown reliant, and your main attacking skill is just a much better hitbox. So yeah, hero definitely my favorite Explorer Warrior now to grind. Dark Knight I don't know too much about, but I do know that their rates aren't great. Destiny didn't really change anything for their grinding rates. It made some of their animations better, but that's about it. Their main attacking skill is still the same. Still Dark Impale, it's still pretty bad. So yeah, my opinion, hero is the best Explorer Warrior right now. Just an opinion. If you guys disagree, you agree, you can let me know in the comments. Anyways, I've rambled on enough about all this garbage already. Let's actually get into the guide. So the first thing that I'll be talking about is the basics. So the basics as in the EXP coupons that you'll be using, the EXP buffs that you'll be using to grind. So a lot of people have asked me, what stacks, what doesn't stack, what can I use to grind, what's the best, EXP multipliers to use to grind. So I'm gonna give you guys like all the things that stack. So every single thing here, every single line, stacks with each other. Basically, they don't stack. So everything that's within the same line is the same type of EXP buff. So it doesn't stack with everything else inside this line, but it stacks with everything else vertically. So horizontally it doesn't stack, vertically it stacks. So just get one of each type here and you'll be good to go. Make sense? Okay. Anyways, first of all, we have use 2x. Use 2x, I call it use 2x because all these EXP bars are found in your use tab. They either have a maple leaf icon, a Sogong icon, or a union icon, or lastly, they can also have an MVP icon, assuming that you're MVP bronze 4 and above, I think. They'll have an MVP icon there. It's called MVP 2x EXP coupon. Alright, just a reference, because I didn't want to put a picture because it's a little bit confusing because the picture is weird and it looks similar to the weather, the additional buff. Anyways, so they look like this. You can get these buffs well through your daily gifts, through events, and through Dojo and Union Shop, obviously, for these two. So pretty standard. You can also get them from Monster Park, Sunday Monster Park, and Saturday Monster Park. So pretty standard. They use 2x. Next we have Spirit Pendant. Spirit Pendant you can get from Cash Shop, Event, Daily, or Dojo. Spirit Pendants and also Monster Park boxes from Saturday and Sunday. Spirit Pendants basically give you a maximum of 30% EXP. You have to AFK for 2 hours on them unless they are prepared Spirit Pendant, but prepared Spirit Pendants are pretty rare, so we don't talk about those. This one has to be equipped in an equip tab, so you have to give up one of your pendant slots for it. Yeah, just normal things. Spirit Pendant's pretty important. Welcome Back Ring, if possible. Welcome Back Ring is a cash item that's only available for older players. I don't have a picture here because I don't have one, but I have a few friends that have Welcome Back Rings, and basically I borrow their characters sometimes to ring myself while I'm grinding. So Welcome Back Ring, what it does is it gives you 80% EXP when you're in the same party as either someone with a Welcome Back Ring or if you yourself have a Welcome Back Ring. If you yourself have a Welcome Back Ring, you need to be in a party with somebody. So it doesn't activate if you're solo in a party. Yeah, you have to be partied together with somebody. So usually what happens is that either the ringer or you yourself who is a ringer will be hitting mobs, and the other person will just be AFK on a high chair so that they don't sap your EXP and so that you can get a Welcome Back Ring effect. Pretty normal stuff. This one is a little bit more difficult to get. Welcome Back Ring is a little bit more difficult to get, especially if you don't have like friends with Welcome Back Ring or you don't have a Welcome Back Ring yourself. It's quite a lot of EXP. It's 80%, so you can buy service for it if you feel like it. It's usually worth it. Anyways, next we have MVP Weather or additional EXP or Mugong's Tonic or Alicia's Blessing. So all these four don't stack with one another, but they stack with everything else on the list. MVP Weather obviously is the thing that you get from Ardent Mill. Sometimes when people mega, MVP at this channel, whatever, you go to that channel, you get the MVP buff at Ardent Mill standard. MVP additional 50%, this is from your MVP benefit. So if you're bronze 4 and above, you get MVP additional 50%. The additional 50% EXP coupon comes from your bossing. So if you do End Lomian and above, the bosses have a chance of dropping this additional 50% EXP coupon. This is the same as everything else in this line here. Mugong's Tonic, standard. This is from, if you're top 3 in Dojo, if I think you're first in Dojo, you get Mugong's Tonic, or second, I can't remember. First and second, if I'm not wrong. No, just first actually. Gets Mugong Tonic, and Alicia's Blessing, I can't remember the seed ranking either, but you also get a bunch from being high level or high ranked in seed. So these are all the 50% extra buffs that you can get for this particular set. Next we have EXP buff, or more commonly known in Maplestory as Mushroom buff. This one you can get from either the Cash Shop or the Auction House. Cash Shop if you buy Maple Points, and Auction House if you just buy straight up using Meso. It looks like this. It is stackable with everything else as always, standard, right? Next we have Monster Park Green and Gold Potions. Monster Park Green and Gold Potions are expensive. They're expensive because they cost you Monster Park coins. You might not have enough Monster Park coins to buy out all of these things, to buy these things for every single grind session. But if you have a choice, if you don't have a choice, sorry, and you can only choose one, I highly recommend that you use green potions instead of gold potions. I won't go through the math of explaining why gold potions aren't that great, because gold potions, they only give 10% extra EXP. And they're very expensive to buy using Monster Park coins, right? So if you guys want to choose, like if you guys have only a choice of either one, I would honestly recommend green potion, because green potion, the reason being is that your main attacking skill is incising, right, while you're grinding. Incising has a really long start and end delay at 2 attack speed. At 0 attack speed, it's super fast. Like, it's basically equivalent to Raging Blow. Almost, I would say it's maybe slightly slower than Raging Blow, but it's pretty much equivalent to Raging Blow at 0 attack speed. But at 2 attack speed, it's quite a bit worse because the end and start delay is quite bad. So if you have a choice, I would highly recommend that you go with Green Pot and try and hit 0 attack speed while grinding. It will feel much smoother and it'll be much more efficient compared to Gold Pot. Yeah. So that's my recommendation. Next we have Cash Shop 2x. Cash Shop 2x is, well, it's Maplestory exclusive, but basically you can buy it from the Cash Shop. It gives you 2x EXP, or not 2x EXP, it gives you 100% extra EXP additively for certain level ranges. So make sure that you're buying it at the correct level range. There's a 200 to 241, and there's a 225 to 251. So whatever level range you are, make sure you're buying the correct EXP coupon. Don't buy the wrong one, if not you're gonna regret it, because it's not gonna apply if you buy the wrong one. Also, another thing to note is that once you buy it, you actually have to activate it in your cache tab. You have to double click it on the cache tab to activate it. It lasts for 4 hours. So please remember to activate it. If you don't activate it, you will not get the 2x EXP and you're basically wasting time not grinding with 2x EXP, cache 2x. Highly recommend getting cache 2x. It's a really good EXP buff, pre-250, and it saves you a lot of time. So if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, or if you're willing to dip into the meso market and sell some meso to, you know, to buy cache 2x, I highly recommend it. Okay, lastly we have EXP accumulation potion. This one comes from Alchemy or Auction House. There's a small version which is 30 minutes and there's the big version which is 2 hours. You can choose whichever one you want to buy. If you are going for like a shorter grind session, maybe buy the 30-minute one. If you're going for a longer grind session, buy the 2-hour one, obviously. So yeah, those are all the basic EXP buffs that I recommend getting. These are the easy ones to get. There are more difficult ones. There are like, you know, there are things like, you know, Petite Mercedes, Petite Orchid in Monster Life. There's a Penance Ring, Ignition Ring. Yeah, it's called Ignition Ring in Maplestory. Yeah, there's like a few other things like loaded dice, you know, 6 on dice for pirate classes. Like these things are a lot more difficult to get, I would say, and they're a lot more uncommon. So I won't be mentioning them in this because I don't think most people will have them. If you want to know the more rare things to get, you can join my Discord. I think I'll have a link down in the description. There's a useful information tab. You can basically go and look at that. That gives you like the full list of like EXP buffs. Credits to Moor, by the way. Moor came out with that list, and basically you can look at all the rarer things if you really want to maximize your EXP. But I don't really recommend it. It's not worth your time. It's very painful. Anyways, moving on. Okay, we also have damage sources. So damage sources are incredibly important, because if you're not one-shotting, you are training very slowly. So make sure you can one-shot. Obviously, I neglected to put in Arcane Force. Arcane Force is a big factor. You should obviously add. You should obviously level your Arcane symbols and get 1.5x Arcane Force if you can. That will help you grind a lot faster, or help reduce the damage requirement by a lot. But these are the other things besides Arcane Force. Alright. So you have Union. Union. This is what I recommend your Union grid looks like. Obviously, if you're not 8k Union, you have a bit more of a tough time getting to this, getting a look like this. Honestly, if you can't spare too much, like let's say you can't really reach 100% crit rate while grinding, I would get rid of EXP Obtain first, because EXP Obtain is a very small amount. Like if you fill out the whole grid, it gives you like 10% extra EXP, which is kind of terrible. It's not additive. This is like, it gives you the equivalent of a Monster Park Gold Potion, and you know, I already said that Monster Park Gold Potion is not that important. So if you need extra crit rate, I suggest that you branch out this way and get crit rate instead of Obtain EXP. But other than that, these two are standard. Crit damage and normal monster damage, very good for grinding. You don't really need anything else. Crit rate and normal monster damage will give you quite a lot. Oh, not crit rate. Crit damage and normal monster damage will give you quite a lot of damage for grinding. The other thing to take note of is that you should probably try and get a level 200 0. If you don't have a level 200 0, it's fine, but you know, get at least a level 140 0 to put on the Union board so that you get the extra EXP, because 0 Union board gives you extra EXP. Anyways, next thing is link skills. These are my recommended link skills. They might not apply to everybody, but it's what I think are best. You have Phantom Instinct, obviously. This one's for crit rate. You have the Kana Link for damage, Hybrid Logic for extra stat, Wild Rage for extra damage, Judgment for crit damage. Flow of Battle is the Idiom Link skill, because while you're grinding, you're moving around a lot. Hero is not like a stationary grinder. You can't stay in the center of the map and clear the whole map and not move at all. So Flow of Battle is nice. Rune Persistence, obviously. That's the Evan Link skill. It gives you extra rune duration. Combo Crit Advantage. This one's less important. If you are struggling with damage and struggling to one-shot, I honestly suggest that you drop Combo Kill Advantage and you get some other link skill that gives you extra damage. I didn't put in things like, for example, Adele, which gives you, I think, 4% extra damage percent, if I'm not wrong. Can't remember already, something like that. So you can replace, the first thing to go in this list will probably be Combo Kill Advantage if you want. You also have Arc Link skill, which is Ecstasy. And this one's a little bit weirder, but I recommend it. It's the Hoyang Link skill, is Confident. So Hoyang Link skill, the way it works is that it gives you 16% extra damage on the first hit. On the first hit of your attack. So it only applies if you're trying to one-shot and you're lacking a little bit of damage for one-shotting. It's not a big deal, but it helps, because it helps you to one-shot more easily. and it can make the difference between you one-shotting and you not one-shotting. So honestly, recommend Hoyang Lixio. Next we have Elven Blessing, which is Mercedes Link, gives you 50% EXP, obviously a good thing, definitely get it. And lastly we have Lara Link skill, which is Nature's Friend. This gives you I think 20% extra normal monster damage, but it's almost always up. It's basically you have to kill a certain number of mobs, or you have to hit a certain number of mobs to activate it, but it's almost always up because while you're training you're always hitting mobs, right? So yeah, those are my recommended Link skills. Moving on, we have Hyperstat as well for damage source. So Hyperstat nowadays, because there's a lot of there's now the normal monster damage Hyperstat and all that. That changes how you want to build your Hyperstat basically. My Hyperstats are probably not optimal, but you know, whatever helps you to one shot basically is what you should get. So if you need crit rate, get crit rate. If you need more damage, you get normal monster damage. So the priority goes crit rate first to 100%, then you get normal monster damage. Then once that becomes too expensive, you get damage percent. And then after that, the last priority I would say is earn EXP, because again, earn EXP Hyperstat is very, very little. At level 15, it gives you 10% extra EXP, which is very, very little. So if you're able to one shot, then yes, I would say, you know, invest into earn EXP. If you know that you're able to one shot at the map of your choice already, if you have enough Arcane Force, you have enough gear, then you put your Hyperstat into earn EXP, and then you're okay, because like you don't need extra damage to one shot. But if you do need extra damage to one shot, honestly the first thing to go is earn EXP. Not important, very, very minimal increase in EXP. So definitely focus on one-shotting first. One-shotting at the training map of your choice, rather than looking at earn EXP and going, ooh, you know, I'm gonna earn more EXP. No. You earn less EXP if you're not one-shotting. So please don't like, you know, tunnel vision onto earn EXP and think that it's good. Okay, we also have V Matrix. V Matrix, obviously you have decent Holy Symbol. Put this on a +5 level boost slot. Max it out if you can. It basically just gives you free EXP. Not a high priority to max out, I would say. It's not a high priority. You should still focus on your other V skills first, because the increase in EXP gain from maxing out decent Holy Symbol is not huge. If you have the money and the means to go for max out Holy Symbol, you have a lot of core gemstones and all that, definitely max out Holy Symbol. But if you don't, it's fine. Just leave it at whatever level it is. Just put it on an extra like a +5 boosted slot, an enhanced slot, and just leave it at that. Alright, that's fine. The other thing that is a little bit more rare to get is Overcoming Experience 1. This is a special node. It's a purple node. It's a special node. It gives you 50% extra EXP every 20 seconds for every 100 times your character is hit. So it won't activate every 20 seconds because you're not getting hit 100 times every 20 seconds. But oh, sorry, you're not getting hit 100 times every 30 seconds. Sorry, but it's still nice to have. It procs quite often. The only problem is whether or not you have V Matrix slots for it. If you do, great. If you don't, well, you know, it's fine. I didn't talk about other standard V Matrix things like combat orders, you know, sharp eyes. These things, put them in when you have the chance. Combat orders, especially sharp eyes, especially these, and decent speed infusion, especially. So if you have the slots, put these three things in. They take priority over Overcoming Experience. Overcoming Experience is only once you have everything out already, you have everything that you want already, then you put it in. Like if you have like no other important things to put in, then you put in Overcoming Experience. If not, don't bother. It's not that important to put in. Okay, finally we also have the Tricores. So Tricores is very standard. You go for Aura Katara, you go for Incising, you go for Rage Uprising. These should all be level 60. You only need these, by the way. So when I mentioned in my previous video, the basic bossing guide, that you should have 2 sets of Tricores, one for bossing, one for grinding for newer heroes. This is what I mean, is when you're grinding, you actually don't need anything else. You only need Incising, you only need Aura Blade, you only need Rage Uprising to grind. You will not be using Raging Blow, you will not need Final Attack, and you will not need Valhalla to grind at all. So what that means is that you can save on core gemstone slots by taking out the Raging Blow Tricore and then putting in the Incising Aura Katara Rage Uprising Tricore instead. So it's pretty useful. As you can see, there's a good reason why you're splitting your Tricores, why you're splitting between bossing and mobbing Tricores, because your mobbing Tricores are very, very specific and you don't need your bossing Tricores whatsoever to mob well. So yeah, pretty useful, and important to keep in mind that you should have these you should have this Tricore on instead of, you know, a Raging Blow one to one shot better. Okay, moving on. Okay, so finally we're here to actual training maps. I will be doing a 6-minute BA on all the maps that I recommend. I'll be showing you guys the skill rotation and the general tips for the map. So this video is actually going to be pretty long. If you haven't realized already, this video is going to be pretty long because there's going to be a bunch of 6-minute rotations. Obviously, there will be timestamps in the description of every single training area and training level that I recommend. I will try and give one... I'll try not to give more than one map because if not, this video will be super long. But if I feel like there are 2 viable maps, I will obviously give 2 maps. If possible, so that you guys have a bit of variety. If not, but anyway, either way, this video is gonna be super fucking long anyway. So, timestamps will be in the description. You guys can just skip to whatever level range you want. Yeah, basically, I'll be showing you guys. I won't be showing you guys the EXP, earn EXP. Don't worry about the earn EXP because I'll be doing it on my main, and I won't be earning any EXP at all. What's important to look at is the mob kill count. Mob kill count is a pretty good indicator of how much EXP you're gonna be making at a map at any particular time. So pay attention to the mob kill count if possible, and yeah, that's about it. I will see you all in the training section, so bye bye. Alright, we are at the first map that I recommend for everyone to train at from 200 to 210. This one, specific 200 to 210, is a hidden cave. I don't really recommend any other map. All the other maps are a little bit too... well, they're not that great. Hidden Cave is great for hero, you'll find out why in a little bit. It's this is where it's located, obviously. And I don't really... you'll notice that I don't really recommend going to this is 200 to 210. I don't really recommend going to hit River City, because River City maps, honestly, without Kishin spawn, without Totem spawn, are pretty bad. So Hidden Cave has the most number of mob count, and it has well, it gives a really good amount of EXP generally, because the Arcane Force requirement is quite high, so the base EXP for the mob is pretty high as well. So 200 to 210, this is the map that I recommend. Obviously, I'll be running a BA, so we'll start the BA and we'll do a 6-minute BA. Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to use green pot, sorry. So yeah, green pot, and we'll be doing this rotation. There isn't really a set rotation, I would say, for this map. Basically, you're just jumping across the map and using incising. As you can tell, incising pretty much triple plats. The only annoying thing about this map, I would say, is that these like shorter platforms here are a little bit easy to jump on. So what happens is that you end up jumping on them a lot, and you end up missing some of the bottom platform mobs. So what you can do is you can mix in Raging Blow as well. So while you're on the top platform here, you can use incising, then use Raging Blow to hit the bottom platform. And you just go across like that. Obviously, the BA for this map isn't going to be great because, oh yeah, it's it's a low-level map. So, and the rotation is pretty weird for this map. So I wouldn't say that it's going to be great or anything like that. But this is basically how we'll grind it. These levels go by very quickly, anyways. So I wouldn't really stress too much about having a really good BA or whatever. At the end of the day, the important thing is to get past these maps ASAP. Get past this level range ASAP. So basically, you can see I'm alternating between incising and Raging Blow here. Your Raging Blow should one-shot here even without boost nodes usually, if your character is sufficiently geared. If it's not sufficiently geared, then you know, try your best to use that, get your hyper stat up, get your union levels up so that you can one-shot. There isn't a lot of application for Aura Blade. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, it's fine. As well as Rage Uprising, and you know, you can spam World Reaver off cooldown if you want. As you can probably tell, this is not like the most efficient map to train at. As in, like, not efficient as in because the layout is not that great, and you know, mob count is good, but hero doesn't exactly have really good AoE map clear. So this is probably one of the few places where you actually struggle a little bit to, you know, get decent kill count and level quickly. But it's fine because these, like I said, these levels tend to go by very quickly. and at most you spend like 4 maybe 5 hours here, you're getting from 200 to 210. So yeah, don't worry too much about these level ranges. Don't worry too much about being super efficient here. These levels tend to fly by very, very quickly.
내가 곧 검이다. 이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이. 핫! 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다. 내가 곧
I'm not really comfortable grinding at this map, honestly. I don't really like it. It's a little bit awkward to grind here, but it's pretty much the best map for EXP really. There's no point going into any other map at this level range. Oh, I neglected to mention, but obviously you won't be going into portals and such because you want to get a good feeling of the kill count. But while you're actually grinding yourself, obviously go into bounty hunter portals, go into flame portals if you see them. Especially since we have no Totem, we have no Kishin. In Maplestory at least, I recommend going into portals for sure.
검기 발사! 한치의 망설임도 없이! 한치의 망설임도 없이! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다! 핫! 헤야! 한치의 망설임도 없이! 이것이 나의 검이다! 내가 곧 검이다. 핫! 핫! 자! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다. 핫! 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이! 한치의 망설임도 없이! 한치의 망설임도 없이 내가 곧 검이다.
Okay, that's a 6-minute B8. It's about 800, so it's like 8k, 9k mobs per hour. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But, you know, like I said, these levels go by fast. Don't worry too much about it. I won't stress too much. Can't be bothered to make like a super optimal training guide or rotation for these level rangers. Anyways, that's Road to Extinction. That's what's gonna get you from 200 to 210. That's my recommendation. Okay, and move on. Okay, after that 200 to 210, we are moving on to 210 to 215. I recommend training at Torrent Area 3. Again, this is more of a high Arcane Force map, so try your best to get the Arcane Force. If you need to, invest in a bit of hyper stats so that you can hit 1.5x for this map. 1.5x for this map is how much is it? 65, 195 Arcane Force. So you might not be able to grind here straight away. But yeah, with like the all the free arcane symbols that they're giving out using this in this Terrabonding event, all the Eternal Flame title, and also joining a guild, you should be able to hit the minimum requirement for Arcane Force. So Torrent Area 3 is found at Choo Choo Island. It is this map. It is the first map to the second map to the left. So yeah, I will show you guys the rotation. This one's a lot better. So yeah, we'll start a 6-minute BA. Basically, you want to use incising across here, and then you want to. So there's a few specific key presses that you want to use for this map. You want to be, when you're in the water, you want to be pressing your up button and your jump button, spamming your jump button as well as holding your up button, and then in order to rise quickly up in the water and cut down your time in the water. So the middle island, basically you're using incising, and over here you want to use aura blade and then you want to rush, so they end up right here. Core gemstone, nice. Yeah, you want to use aura blade and then you want to rush, so that you get to this so that you get to this portal quickly, and then the rest is pretty standard. Just use incising on the second platform, and across the first platform, obviously just incising. Super good skill. I love incising so much. Okay, sometimes the timing on the last rush there might be a little bit off, and you will end up a bit further away from the portal, but it's fine. Oh, sometimes on the second island over there, you notice that I have to turn backwards, like you have to turn left a bit, so it's a little bit more of an active grinding style, but it's still good. Not as brain dead as you would think, but just make adjustments while you're grinding, and you know, try your best to maintain a good kill count. So yeah, but I would say that this map, once you get used to the muscle memory, it's pretty easy to grind. You don't have to worry too much about, you know, constantly looking at your screen to make sure that you're grinding optimally. It has a really good mob count. There's a really good mob count on this map, and the rotation is really simple. So definitely my recommended map for 210 to 215. All the maps that I recommend on this in this guide also tend to have pretty high burning, and that's another core gemstone. That's nice. They also tend to have pretty high burning. They're not the highest burning in the world, but hopefully by the time I release this guide, they'll still have high burning, and you guys can still grind at them. I don't know how much the burning will change once I release this guide, but hopefully the burning doesn't dip too low, especially for these lower level maps. Higher level maps, I suspect that they will actually have pretty low burning. But yeah, one of the more attractive features is that some of these maps are high burning. The most difficult part about this map's rotation is honestly the middle platform. Like the first platform here is very easy, the first island is very easy. The middle island is a little bit more difficult to fully farm all the time, like to clear out every single time, every single rotation. Because like sometimes you don't rise fast enough in the water and all that, so it can be annoying. But it's okay, you don't lose too much from not clearing out the middle platform very efficiently. I got the completion set. That's nice. Nah, I hate this move platform.
한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 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 한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 핫! 자, 이것이 나의 검이다. 이것이 나의 검이다. 헤야! 자! 핫! 헤야! 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이. 핫. 자, 핫. 자, 핫. 핫. 이것이 나의 검이다.
Alright, that's the 6 minutes. So you can see it's about 12k mobs an hour. It's pretty good for this level range, I would say. It's not like amazing, but it's pretty good for this level range, especially without Kishin Totem. So yeah, this map is pretty good. Not much else to say about this map besides that it's maybe slightly annoying to clear the middle platform and it requires a little bit of muscle memory, but once you get there, it's very simple. So, you know, just try and get used to the muscle memory for this map. Anyways, moving on to the next map. Okay, we are at the third map in my recommendations. This time we have Hidden Illiyard Moor. This is a pretty high Arcane Force map. It's a 190 Arcane Force map. So you need about 275 Arcane Force, I think. Or is it more? Sorry, it's 200. Yeah, it should be 275 Arcane Force to one-shot at this map. To get 1.5x at this map. Okay, basically, this map is probably not the best because it doesn't have very high burning. A lot of people train here, but it's super simple, as I will show you in a bit. It's so simple for hero that I don't think that you should train at any other map because the rotation is so brain dead and it's so easy that, you know, I would just train here anyways, even if the burning was worse. Honestly, 250 and 220 is not going to take you too long. And if you prefer a more chill grind, you prefer a very, very simple grind, this map is amazing. Anyways, let's get down to it. We'll start the BA. And holy shit, you can tell how cracked incising is on this map. You're full clearing the map. You have to wait for spawn on this map for hero. You're basically just flash jumping across and using incising. It's amazing. Kill rate is not going to be amazing. Burning is not going to be amazing. But holy shit, is the rotation simple. You don't even need to use any other skill besides incising. You just stand on the bottom platform here. Flash jump across. Incising. You clear the whole map. Literally the whole map. On spawn. It's crazy. This is probably one of those maps where I would probably suggest that you shouldn't use green pot because you don't need it. You don't need the extra attack speed to clear map because the map itself is so dense and compact that you can get away with just using 2 attack speed and clearing the map. But obviously I like having 0 attack speed. Feels smooth, so I don't care. But yeah, this map is probably one of the best showcases of how strong incising is now as a grinding skill because the vertical range is enormous. It's crazy. You can triple plat all the way across this map with no worries, just by using simple flash jump and incising across, and you basically clear everything. I would also recommend that you run your own BA and your own test for EXP to see whether or not this map is better or Torrent Area 3 is better. Because Torrent Area 3 has very, very high burning generally and this map has very low burning generally. So if you want to run a test yourself to see which map is better based on EXP gain rather than mob count, you can, and I would recommend it. But if you are the kind of person that doesn't really care and you just want to train at an easier map, this map is far easier to train at than Torrent Area 3. This map is super easy to train at. There's nothing that you need to do, you just jump across and incising and then basically the whole map just dies. So, very simple. I'll say that this map is one of those maps where there's a very, very clear cap to the map without spawn enhancers. There's no way to be more efficient because the entire map literally dies. There's no way for you to get more mobs to kill or more spawn to kill. So the BA should be very consistent for this map. Basically, even if you're paying no attention at all to your grind, you're just jumping left and right across the map and using incising, your BA won't change. It's super consistent. Not that that's a good thing, but you know, it's also not a bad thing either. Because it means that you can focus less on grinding, you can watch Netflix, you can watch YouTube, like this video for example. You could be watching this video. Or you know, your favorite YouTubers or streams or whatever, and you won't suffer a huge loss in your EXP game.
한치의 망설임도 없이 한치의 망설임도 없이 자! 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다.
You'll notice that sometimes you miss one mob at the top right platform there. Not a big deal. Like I said, you have a lot of time to remedy that by just flash jumping and hitting with incising. I think it has to probably do with the fact that you incising doesn't have super high total number of mobs hit by the skill. So sometimes you end up missing one mob, but it's, like I said, it's not a big deal. Just flash jump and kill that mob. Or you can let that mob live. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다. 핫! 자! 핫! 헤야! 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다. 자!
Alright, we'll stop the BA. As you can see, slightly less mob kill count on this map, but hopefully the base EXP of the mob makes up for it compared to Torrent Area 3. I once again recommend that you do your own testing, see which map is better, Torrent Area 3 or this map. I would recommend this map because it's more brain dead, but you know, that's just me. Okay, that's 215 to 220. We'll be moving on to the next area. Okay, now we're on to the next map, 220 to 225 at Latch. We're going to be grinding at Street of Outlaws 2. It's right here. Arcane Force, again 190, standard stuff, whatever. Burning tends to be pretty high on this map, so that's a good thing. And I need to report green pot before it runs out. Anyways, this map is very simple to rotate. Again, as is a common theme for Hero, most of the maps are easy to rotate because you just need to use certain AoEs at certain areas and also you just use incising. So without further ado, let's start the PA. So for this map, again, very simple. What you do is you just jump across, you use incising, and then you wait for map spawn. Once the mobs spawn, you use incising again, back across. And at this platform here, you either want to use Rage Up Rising or Aura Blade. So on the next spawn, you will see me use Aura Blade here. It's a little bit more specific, so I can show you guys specifically how it's done. You want a Raging Blow and then Aura Blade like that. And then in the next mob spawn, because Aura Blade is not up yet, you use Rage Up Rising. And you clear that platform, and then you jump back across again. Standard. Then you wait for the next mob spawn, you jump across, use incising, or a blade to the top left, and then wait for spawns. And then Rage Up Rising. Jump across. Simple. It requires a little bit more of muscle memory because you gotta remember to, you gotta remember when to Aura Blade, you gotta remember when to Rage Up Rising. but it's not difficult. It's very simple. It was a very simple grinding class. So yeah.
이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이.
You notice that this top right platform tends to be a little bit more difficult to hit. So what you want to do is you want to delay your flash jump a bit. What I mean by that is try and get maximum vertical height on your flash jump. So one second, is you want to jump as high as possible on the first jump first before you use your flash jump in order to get maximum height so that your incising can actually hit those top platforms there. Sometimes it doesn't hit if you flash jump too quickly.
한치의 망설임도 없이.
So yeah, it's just a matter of timing.
한치의 망설임도 없이. 하! 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다. 자!
Again, this rotation is pretty nice because the map spawn pretty much syncs up well and you don't have to worry too much about grinding very quickly or like flash jumping very quickly across the map, because basically you clear the map before your map respawns anyways most of the time. So yeah, it's a pretty chill grind. Just need to get used to the rotation a little bit. You also notice that sometimes at the bottom left platform there, the mobs tend to spawn there and you can't, like, it's kind of awkward to hit them because they're in an awkward spot. So what I like to do is I like to face left first and use one incising in order to clear out those like 3 or 4 mobs that usually spawn there before making my way across the map again. Like right here basically. You kind of want to turn left a bit, hit these mobs because they spawn there, and then rage up rising before you make your way across the map again. Just for like a tiny bit of efficiency. It's not super important, but it's nice to do because you won't be missing out on like 2 or 3 mobs every mob spawn because they spawn in a bit of an awkward spot. But in that, you can pretty much tell that the mob spawn rotation syncs up very well with all your skills. You don't have to worry about, you know, not having an AoE for this top left platform here. You always either have Rage Up Rising or Aura Blade, or Beam Blade as it's called in GMS, so no need to worry about anything. You don't have to look at your cooldowns or whatever. They always sync up, always. Of course, one of the things that I haven't talked about in this video yet is looting cycles, because I don't care about looting. But if you want, you can take the time every 2 minutes to go and loot the entire map. That's how long it takes for items and mesos to despawn. Honestly, every 1.5 minutes you should probably go loot already, but if you care about that kind of thing. But if you don't care like me, then it doesn't matter. You don't gain much from meso anyways in Maplestory. So yeah, it's not that important to be looting every single meso that drops on the floor. Alright, there we go. That's 6 minutes. Basically, it's about 13k plus mob skills per hour, which is nice. It's definitely higher, a step up from the previous few maps. Obviously, don't look at the EXP and all that, but this map is super simple to rotate. It's my first recommendation for hero when it comes to ledge. I will be showing a second map. So again, this is I said that I'll be doing like maybe 1 or 2 maps for each area. So I'll be doing 2 maps for ledge because sometimes the burning here can get low. And yeah, you guys can take a look at the second map in a bit. Okay, second map that I recommend for ledge. This map is Dancing Shrews Territory 1. It's here. This map is pretty big. The rotation is a lot more messy than Street of Outlaws 2 because the map is bigger and the map spawn tends to be higher. So yeah, we'll just jump into it. Basically, what you want to do is you want to start by up jumping here using incising and then jumping across. Then once you reach this part, you up jump Aura Blade, Rage Up Rising, and then jump across again. Up jump here, incising, up jump, incising, jump across, and then Aura Blade. So as you can tell, you can't really keep up with the map spawn here because you need to do a lot of up jumps to clear the map. So it's a little bit more messy, but the kill rate is still pretty damn good on this map. So yeah. Obviously, you should also be mixing in World Reaver whenever you can. And generally just use your skills off cooldown. Like your AoE skills off cooldown, like Rage Up Rising, Aura Blade, and War Reaver. This map also tends to have pretty high burning, generally. So if Street of Outlaws 2 tends to have lower burning for your server or wherever you are, then this map is a pretty decent alternative. Arcane Force requirement is slightly higher though, I will say. So maybe a bit harder to one-shot here. There isn't really a fixed location to use your AoEs unlike the previous map. So I generally just choose them off cooldown. I don't like have specific spots where I like using them or anything like that. Because most of these higher platforms are cleared using whatever means are possible. Basically, you don't really have a fix. Like I said, no real fixed place to use your AoEs, and I don't really recommend having a fixed place because, again, the map is very big and the map spawn generally you can't really keep up with. So mix and match. If you have to use incising to clear the top right, top left, use incising. If you have to use Aura Blade, use Aura Blade. If it's off cooldown, if you have to use Rage Up Rising, use Rage Up Rising. Obviously, there's probably more like efficient ways to do this, but this is basic lazy way to do it. I prefer the lazy methods where I don't have to think so much for grinding.
한치의 망설임도 없이 검기 발사! 핫! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다! 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다! 이것이 나의 검이다! 이것이 나의 검이다! 한치의 망설임도 없이 자! 핫! 자! 이것이 나의 검이다! 하! 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다! 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이 자 한치의 망설임도 없이 한치의 망설임도 없이 자 핫! 핫! 쏟아내주마 이것이 나의 검이다
Okay, I fucked up my aura blade.
핫!
Shit happens sometimes.
한치의 망설임도 없이 자! 자! 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다 핫! 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이 헤야! 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다 이것이 나의 검이다 헤야! 한치의 망설임도 없이 검기 발사 이것이 나의 검이다 이것이 나의 검이다 자 헤야! 핫! 헤야!
Okay, and that's the BA. As you can tell, this map is a lot less kill count. Mostly because it's a lot more difficult to rotate on this map as a hero. We don't have the most efficient clear on this map, but it's still decent enough to the point where I would say it's okay. Especially since the base EXP of these mobs are slightly higher and they're level 2 to 4 mobs. So as you get within the +/- level range, you can switch to this map if you want. But honestly, my first recommendation is better. I think that Street of Outlaws 2 is a much better map. So if you can, find a map there and get to grinding. Okay, moving on to the next one. Alright, we are back. We are at Water Forest at Arcana. This is for 225 to 230. This is where it's located. This is a little bit of a weirder map. I know a lot of people enjoy their Earth Spirits and all that. Some people enjoy fucking CLP. If you enjoy CLP grinding, please get out of my channel. I don't want to see you here. But we are at Water Spirits. Water Spirits is one of my recommended maps because it is a lot higher burning and the mob count here is great. So I'll be showing you guys how to grind here. Let's start the BA. So what you want to do is you want to use incising across. This is standard stuff. Incising across. Wait for mob spawn. And once mob spawn, incising across again. As you can tell, incising hits every single platform. I love incising so much. And then once you're at this platform, you want to aura blade upwards and you kill the mobs up there. And then you up jump and then you incising and then you continue along your way with incising across the map. So the rotation standard. What you do is you incising across the map as per usual, and then afterwards at this spot you aura blade upwards. And once the next set of mobs spawn, you up jump and incising in order to clear the top left platform again. And then across the board, you just incising across the map again. Very simple, very effective. Not much to say about it. Again, this map, very much like Street of Outlaws 2, has a very fixed grinding rotation, and you know exactly where to use your AoEs. You don't really have to use whatchamacallit, War Reaver or Rage Uprising in this map. Generally, I think it's a time loss because those have longer animations. You can get by just using incising and just using aura blade at the top left platform. Your aura blade won't always hit every single mob at the top left platform, but that's okay. Honestly, it's fine because at most you're losing like one mob per rotation every single time. You can't really check either, so ignorance is bliss. You don't know whether you kill every single mob at the top left there or not, but it's fine. As long as you kill like 1 or 2, it was worth using aura blade there, so it's okay. You will definitely clear if you up jump and use incising at that particular point in the map, so it's not a big deal. So like up jump and incising, you'll definitely clear the whole thing. So again, not a big mob count loss.
한치의 망설임도 없이 한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이.
Once again, this map is super simple to grind. It's a common theme for hero maps, And for hero grinding in general, you don't get great rates, like you won't see like the crazy like 14-15k mob count kill rates at most of the maps that you'll be grinding at, but they do make up for that by being very simple to grind and very efficient. And pretty much very brain dead, so you don't really have to concentrate on your grind. You just need to get used to a little bit to the muscle memory of where to use your AoE spells and all that. As you can tell, this, much like Street of Outlaws 2, there's a little bit of downtime between mob spawns, so you can chill a little bit while you wait for mobs to spawn. It's not like super hyper intensive where you need to maximize every second to get insane kill rates or whatever, because you can't really get insane kill rates. It's as easy as it gets, and it's basically as laid back as it gets for grinding. I will say that this one, a lot of these maps I'm gonna show from here on outwards are very hero specific, because hero has insane vertical range on incising. So, like for example, this middle platform here, over here right now, is probably gonna be quite difficult for a lot of classes to hit because they don't have as good of a vertical range as hero does. So yeah, hero definitely very tailored for this map, like very well tailored for this map. Or should I say that this map is well tailored for hero? Either way, either one works. Obviously at the top left platform here, you don't have to always aura blade. You can up jump and incising instead if you feel more comfortable doing that. And it will probably guarantee you more kills per hour, slightly more because you kill like maybe 1 or 2 mobs more at the top left platform. So yeah, you don't have to like follow the rotation exactly. You can just do it like this, where you just up jump and you kill the mobs at the top left instead. Like I said, you have quite a lot of downtime on this map, so it's not a big time loss to do that. Or it's not it won't affect your kill rate on the other sides of the map if you do that. So it's something to consider. It's something that you can definitely do if you want a more consistent clear and you don't want to use aura blade. Like that, basically. Yeah. Basically, you just up jump twice in order to clear the top left platform and use incising. Perfectly fine. Okay, this will likely be a last rotation, and it is. Okay, pretty respectable. 13k mob kill count per hour, it looks like. Very respectable. I think this is a great map for Arcana. Alright, I have another recommendation for Arcana if this map isn't your style, although I have to say that it grinds the same way, so either map is good, and whatever burning floats your boat, or whatever base EXP floats your boat, because I think the other map has slightly higher base EXP. Alrighty, this is the second map that I recommend for 225 to 230. This is Deadly Poisonous Explosive Forest 1. Holy shit, that's a long name. Obviously, as you can probably tell by the bottom left, I couldn't fit the entire thing in, so I'm just gonna call it Deadly Poisonous and Explosive. It's located here if you want to know where it is. It's a higher Arcane Force map than the previous one. So Water Forest is 280, this is 320, and the mob base EXP is higher as well. So if you want, this map is probably going to be better rates, and also the burning is very high on this map generally, so yeah, there's that. Anyways, enough talk, let's get into the BA. Again, like I said, this map is very simple. You just jump across the map using incising, and then once you get to this part, you just aura blade upwards, Or you can jump and incising, it's up to you. I prefer to use Aura Blade. This map it matters less because the top right platform is very small, so Aura Blade generally will always clear the entire top right platform. You don't need to worry about it. So yeah, once you reach here, you just wait. Rage Uprising. This map is a little bit different because you have to use Rage Uprising here. Or you can use Rage Uprising, I should say. In the Water Spirits map previously, you will notice that I didn't use Rage Uprising because it can't actually reach that top left platform at Water Spirits. At this map it can, so I prefer not to up jump so much, so I use Rage Uprising. Less key presses basically. Simpler time. Oh, here I missed one, so I can just up jump and clear it. Rage Uprising and then just jump across the map again. Like I said, these are very similar maps. Hero grinds very similarly across the board for all maps. The nice thing is for Hero is that it always is very consistent in terms of your kills per hour because incising is such a great grinding tool. So you always see consistent but probably not great kill rates for Hero. You don't have to rely on anything like Paladin where you have to rely on cooldowns or like skills proccing or whatever. It's just, you know, very simple, very easy, very consistent. And yeah, it feels a lot better because, like I said, the main attacking skill is super nice to use. Incising is such a nice skill to use and it's so consistent across the board.
검기 발사. 하야. 핫. 하야. 한치의 망설임도 없이. 한치의 망설임도 없이. 핫. 한치의 망설임도 없이. 핫. 핫. 검기 발사. 자. 자.
Alright, that's the BA. As you can see, very respectable, 13.5k it looks like per hour, 13.6 maybe. Very respectable BA for this map. It is honestly my preferred map compared to Water Spirits, so mostly because you don't have to up jump so much. Less work for my fingers, you don't have to up jump and cast Incising at the top right platform here, so I feel like it's a better map. Also the kill count is slightly higher, but it's marginal at best, so you know, whatever you prefer, I think is okay. Both maps tend to have very high burning, so you know, burning might also be a factor. Run your own BAs and check your EXP obtained. But yeah, that's my recommendation for the 225 to 230 areas. I know I did 2 here. Next we'll be moving on to Moras from 230 to 240. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, we are in 230 to 240. These level ranges are going to be long, they're going to be tedious, but bear with it, alright? So, I only really have one recommended map from 230 to 240. I think the Esfera areas suck. I think the platforming is awkward and I don't like them at all. So I highly recommend that you stay at Moras, at this map specifically from 230 to 240, and I'll show you why. This map boasts great kill count and it's a little bit more complicated to grind. So I'll show you guys how to grind it. We'll start the BA. So basically what you want to do is you want to start here on Aura Blade and then you flash jump across, and then around here you want to up jump and then kill the middle platform there. Then you Aura Blade at this side. Then once the mobs respawn, you use Bow Reaver, continue incising across. Again with the up jump, Aura Blade at the end here, and then you cast Soul Illusion. So this is the first time where I'm using Soul Illusion. Because you'll notice that once you Aura Blade, there's a second set of spawn that comes up after this, and you want to kill it. So you want to rotate between Aura Blade, Soul Illusion, and Rage Uprising and Bow Reaver all together, all 3 of those skills at the left and right sides of the map, whichever one's off cooldown basically. Other than that, the middle portion of this map is pretty simple to grind. You just flash jump across and up jump to kill. It's only at the sides of the map where you have to pay a little bit more attention, because you have to actually cast a certain other skill in order to kill all the mobs there. So like I said, Aura Blade, and then afterwards you want to use Bow Reaver to clear out the rest of it. So it's very simple. Once you reach the ends of the map, you use Aura Blade, and then you use whatever AoE is off cooldown at that point in order to clear it. If you don't have an AoE up, don't worry. Just use incising again to clear it. So War Reaver here, incising across, Aura Katara, then Soul Illusion, continue to use incising, Aura Katara again, Rage Uprising, then you're moving across, Aura Blade, War Reaver. It's a little bit more complicated, it takes a little bit of getting used to, and you have to find like a little bit of a rhythm, you know, to grind here perfectly. But it shouldn't be super difficult to get used to. Nice thing about Soul Illusion there is you can just cast it and just leave it there, because it will kill the mobs as they spawn. So you don't have to worry about that skill so much. So this is one of those maps where you actually have to watch your cooldowns a bit. Just a little bit, but it's well worth it because it increases your kill count by quite a lot. Your mob's kill power by quite a lot. So highly recommend to actually watch your cooldowns and use your skills as they come off cooldown at the sides. The middle portion, obviously, you don't really have to care about. The middle portion is standard. It's just going to be incising plus up jump plus incising. Nothing too fancy to worry about. So when it comes to the side platforms, you really gotta watch your cooldowns. If possible. It's not as simple and brain dead. Although, after a while, you kind of get the muscle memory for it. So I guess it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do either. Okay, this is also, I will say that this is one of those maps where I highly recommend green pot. Highly recommend that you go all the way down to 0 attack speed if possible on this map. Because as you can tell, this map is huge and you can't really keep up with the spawn that well unless you are at 0 attack speed. So if you're at anything lower than 0 attack speed, or higher than 0 attack speed, sorry, you won't be able to keep up with the map spawns very well. So my recommendation, definitely get 0 attack speed for this map. Without 0 attack speed, it's gonna be a pain. It's definitely gonna be a pain to grind. Or not a pain, but you'll feel like you're missing out a lot, and you will be missing out a lot because you won't exactly be doing you won't exactly be clearing the map very efficiently.
한치의 망설임도 없이 이것이 나의 검이다. 이것이 나의 검이다. 핫! 자! 이것이 나의 검이다. 헤야! 자! 자! 헤야! 자! 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이 쏟아내주마! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다! 헤야! 핫! 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다! 한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 한치의 망설임도 없이 헤야! 한치의 망설임도 없이
Okay, that's a bit. Okay, so as you can see, this map is high maintenance, but it's well worth it. The kill count is absolutely insane for hero. Won't say for other class. For hero, this map's kill count is absolutely insane. It's on average 15k mob kills per hour. Right now I'm averaging 15.5. Obviously that number goes up and down depending on whether you're taking rune, you're going to portal, all that kind of garbage. But this map's kill count is really good. And it is honestly my only recommendation for this level range. Mostly just due to the kill count and also I guess maybe due to the burning. This map tends to have high burning. I don't know how high the burning will be once I release this video. But for hero, this map is gold standard. It's one of the gold standards for hero in terms of kill count, in terms of efficient mobbing. So, like I said, high maintenance. Probably, you know, you're gonna have to pay a bit more attention to your grind. You can't really watch things on the side. You can't watch YouTube. You can't watch Twitch, all that. But it is a very good map. Even if you're grinding it inefficiently, like you're not grinding it 100% concentration, it is a very good map. So, my only recommendation, 230 to 240, grind this map. Alright, moving on to 240 to 250. Alright, we are on the last leg. We are looking at maps from 240 to 250 for hero. I will say that I pretty much only have one recommendation this time as well. I mean, I do have one other recommendation, but that one isn't quite as good as this one. So I'll leave that for later at Moonbridge. But that one's a bit of a sideline. This map is the one that I recommend. Endlessly Plunging Abyss 3 at Celas or Celestas. This is where the map's located. This map is very big. The spawn rate is insane and like it's very difficult to optimize because it's The spawn rate is pretty crazy, and like it's a little bit inconsistent with your jumps and all that, with your flash jumps, but it is a very, very good map, even if it's not fully optimized. Optimized? Oh my god, I can't speak. Anyways, we're gonna be killing these fishy boys, so I will not talk too much. We'll start the BA, and I'll tell you guys about how to grind this map. So basically, at this top right platform, you want to be using Aura Blade, and then you'll be jumping down using incising all the way, and then you take this teleporter here, and you flash jump right at the end of the teleporter. So as you reach the top right, as you reach the top left portion of the teleporter, you want to face right and flash jump to cut down the time that you spend on the teleporter, and then you use your Aura Blade at the top right there, obviously. So face right, flash jump, and then Aura Blade. The rest of the map is pretty self-explanatory. You're just flash jumping and using incising. The only tech that you have to take note of is that you should be using Aura Katara at the top right, and over here you should be flash jumping and using incising at the same time. Yeah, those are the only two major key points that you have to take note of. Other than that, the map is pretty simple to rotate. You just want to be using your AoEs off cooldown as much as possible. Like World Weaver and Aura Katara. Rage Uprising doesn't really have a place in this map because the animation is a little bit too long, I feel. So it's not super good to use. But World Weaver and Rage Uprising are definitely worth using. World Weaver and Soul Illusion are definitely worth using. So as long as they come off cooldown, you should probably be using them. I don't have a very optimal way of using them. Basically, I just cast them wherever I want and pray that it works out. Pretty much. Yeah, don't worry too much about it. The main key points to take away from this map is basically you want to be using how you want to be using your flash jump and this teleporter, as well as your Aura Katara placement, and everything else is pretty secondary. It's not gonna affect your kill rate like a huge amount if you don't use World Weaver and Soul Illusion at the optimal places. So yeah, this again is a map that requires a bit more focus than your usual maps, I would say. You have to focus like a tiny bit more, or like not a tiny bit more, but like a significant amount more than other maps, because the rotation is it's a little bit more intensive and it's not as simple as other maps are. But it's well worth the effort, I would say. This map is well worth the effort for like getting the rotation down and, you know, learning how to use your skills in an optimal manner. Because the kill count is very good, and the number of mobs spawned here is very good. It's going to be comparable to Close Area 2 basically in Morass. Although a little bit more inconsistent because it depends on muscle memory for this map for sure. You have to get the muscle memory down on where to flash jump, where to use Aura Katara, you know, when to use your AoE skills, all that kind of garbage. So it has the potential to actually be better if you like super optimize it and like you figure out like the best possible places to use certain skills. But for me, you know, as you all know, I'm a bit of a lazy grinder. Especially when I'm streaming, I can't really focus too much on my grind. Kind of have to interact with chat and all that. So yeah, it's more important for me to have like a easier rotation, or like to not optimize my rotation so much, but still be able to get like decently good kill rates. And this map is definitely one of those maps where you can do that.
망설임도 없이 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 흔적조차 남기지 않겠다. 이것이 나의 검이다. 이것이 나의 검이다. 자! 한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다. 핫! 이것이 나의 검이다. 한치의 망설임도 없이 핫! 핫! 자! 핫! 검기 발사! 헤야! 이것이 나의 검이다. 자! 자! 핫! 간다! 한치의 망설임도 없이
Okay, we can stop the BA. So this map is very close to 15k mob kills per hour. Pretty damn close.
이것이 나의
I won't say that it's super close, but you know, with more optimizing, I'm pretty sure you can hit 15k. I've seen KMS heroes hit 16k on this map pretty easily. So if you know what you're doing, you want to incorporate certain other tech, like you can use Blitz Shield as an AoE, you can use your War Reaver more aggressive, you can use your War Reaver more, like, you know, more efficiently, your Soil Illusion more efficiently. I would say this map is definitely close to a 16k map, 16k mobs per hour map if you know how to optimize it well. I can't. Again, I am a lazy grinder. So probably 14k, 14.5k is max that I can go on this map when it comes to my grind sessions. But still, it's a really, really good map. It just requires a little bit of tech. Like you need to know how to use this platform here, or this teleporter here, plus the flash jump, and the Aura Katara here, and then obviously, you know, using your AoEs off cooldown as much as possible. This might be one of those maps where you want to consider using Erda Shower as well, if you can find a good spot to use it in. Probably this area right here, because you can hit this top platform here, which usually you can't. So Erda Shower might be a consideration on this map as well, if you can be bothered to level it and put it in your V Matrix and actually use the damn skill off cooldown. If you can't, it's fine. If you can, it's something to consider. So yeah, again, another map where I highly recommend Green Pot, because Green Pot helps so much in clearing this map, because it's such a big map and the spawn rate is, you know, that's like you can't really keep up with the spawn rate as it is already. So having a Green Pot really helps in this map. Highly recommend it for sure. Anyways, moving on to my final recommendation. Okay, we are on to my final recommendation for this 200 to 250 series. It's 245 to 245, 245 to 250. It is Border of Ideas 6 at Moonbridge. This is where the map is located. It is I would say this is a pretty good map if you can find maps. It is pretty high burning as well in Maplestory at least generally, and it's decent. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's close competitor to Plunging Abyss, I guess, but I feel like Plunging Abyss is probably slightly better. So anyways, we will jump straight into the VA. This map, the only thing that you need to take note of is that you have to use that platform over there, and use Aura Blade here, as well as dash/slash downwards once you hit that platform over there. And then you down jump once you use the teleporter, Aura Blade again, and then dash/slash downwards. This map is fairly simple to rotate, nothing insane, nothing super special about it. Yeah, it's pretty standard hero stuff, just incising. The only slightly newer tech is, I guess, dash/slash from the top right platform down towards the bottom. Aura Katara is pretty standard at the top right there, so that you don't have to clear out the entire platform. You don't have to jump all the way across. So yeah, this map generally pulls quite good rates. The burning is generally high as well. It's usually considered a Kana grinding, like a Kana farming map, but as we all know, Kana is dying, so maybe less Kanas in this map in the future. If you're on reboot, you will never find this map. This map is 100% a Kana Meso grinding map, so if you're on reboot, definitely disregard this map. It is not possible to find a map here. Again, on reboot, you also have other things. You have totems, so you know grinding spots might change unless you are grinding off totem for whatever reason. So yeah, you can tend to this is mostly a Maple Sea related, Maple Sea specific guide. So a lot of stuff I would say is not applicable to reboot because of totems. Totems make a lot of maps a lot better, a lot of smaller maps better. So you don't really have to search for these like bigger maps that have higher kill count. But for Maple Sea, important to find maps with a decently high kill count. So decently big maps so that you can get higher kill counts with more mob spawn. Anyways, this map is very simple to rotate. It's probably simpler than Plunging Abyss 3 to be honest. So if you want to make the switch over here, it is perfectly fine. Just that you have to come here a little bit later at 245 rather than 240. So definitely still go to Plunging Abyss at 240. If you want to stay there all the way to 245, it is up to you. If you want to switch to this map, also perfectly fine. But yeah, as you can tell, it's very simple to rotate. Sometimes you fuck up the flash jump a little bit across these top platforms, but very rarely. Other than that, you are just jumping across and hitting mobs. The platforms can be a little bit annoying to rotate around. Sometimes you don't have like a good dash target. So if you find dash a little bit too inconsistent, you can just down jump from the top right platform there. Sometimes dash is a little bit inconsistent, so you can just down jump here, down jump again, and you'll be at the bottom platform basically, and you're fine. Applications for World Weaver and for Soul Illusion and Rage Uprising are a little bit limited because honestly, whatever you can reach with World Weaver, whatever you can reach with whatever you can reach with Soul Illusion, you can pretty much hit with Incising on this map. It's a very linear map, so there isn't much room to there isn't really that much of application for the big AoE skills. If you want to use them, you can. They'll probably increase your kill rate by a bit, but not a huge amount as well. So for me, like I said, lazy grinder, don't want to pay attention to cooldowns, won't bother using them. I will just rely on the standard stuff, aka just using Incising, Aura Katara, and flash jumping across the map. And dash slash, obviously. Dash slash nice to have. You'll notice that my dash slash is one-shotting, but it's not a big deal if your dash slash can't one-shot. You will just have to use an Incising afterwards to one-shot the mobs. Not super important for your dash slash to one-shot on this map at all. And besides, it's very difficult for it to one-shot unless you have it boosted for whatever reason. I don't recommend boosting dash slash whatsoever on your try notes. There are much better calls for you to boost than dash slash. And I guess we stop the VA here. So it's very close to 15k. I cheated a bit to get 15k, but you know, it's very close to 15k mobs per hour. If your rotation is slightly better, if you don't fuck up as many dash slashes and flash jumps as I did, you'll probably hit 15k very easily. Probably even close to 16k if you incorporate some World Weaver / Soul Illusion in there somehow. I'm not too sure how to incorporate it. I am not super experienced grinding on this map with hero. But yeah, it's definitely possible. Like I said, not too much to pay attention to. The only thing to pay attention to is this teleporter here, which you will hit and then down jump. And then this top right platform here, where you will probably use Aura Blade, Spirit, and then dash downwards. Again, dash inconsistent sometimes because it's dependent on mob spawn. It really requires mobs to spawn. So what you can do is you can just down jump and just down jump twice to get down to the bottom platform instead of using a dash. Dash is just slightly faster and it looks cooler, that's all. Not important for you to actually use it if you don't feel like it's consistent enough for you. So if you feel like it's inconsistent, down jump. Down jumping is fine. Not too much else. Very simple map to grind. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all my recommendations for hero from 240 to 200 to 250. I will give you all my final thoughts in a bit. So basically, I've shown you guys every single training spot that I would use from 200 to 250. Generally, this is what I would use. Those are the maps that I would use, and I think that they are the best maps that I've found so far. Hopefully, it's been useful for you guys. I think that hero is a very consistent grinder nowadays. It's really very good in comparison to what it was before, and it's also really very good for you know, across the board. Compared to other classes, it's definitely gotten a lot better. Hero used to be like bottom 5 easily in terms of grinding efficiency, but nowadays I would say it's very close to average, especially mostly because of incising and all that. So you know, really consistent grinder nowadays, and I have been enjoying my time grinding hero from 200 to 250. Anyways, this video has been going on for a long time already. It's a really long video given how many stupid thingies I had to do, how many how many 6-minute BAs I had to do, but hope it helped you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, subscribe if you haven't. It took a lot of effort to make this video, honestly. It took up like a couple hours of my time and also a couple hours of editing. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining at this point. Thank you guys very much for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.